Hey everybody, welcome back for another hellish edition of Shoreviewken. Today we're taking a look at Jigoku Meguri, which is a Taito developed and published game which was released into Japanese arcades in 1988 and on the PC Engine in 1990. The title literally translates to Hell Tour, or taking a nice little tour of hell, which is exactly what you do. The story centers around a Buddhist monk who is on a quest to make his way through the bowels of hell on his way to a confrontation with Inmao, the lord of the underworld, who passes judgment over all of the souls that come before him. So this game is steeped in Japanese mythology and imagery, which is likely why it was never adapted for a Western audience, which is really too bad, because it's a fun little game. This is a straightforward 2D platformer where your primary method of attack is lobbing giant Buddhist prayer beads at your enemies, and by collecting various power-ups scattered around the game, you can get some brief invulnerability, take an extra hit before dying, or you can increase the size of your beads, increase the amount of them you can throw at a time, and even change their color, giving you the ability to use a limited number of super attacks, which honestly you don't usually need, as there are precious few boss battles in this game. Most stages just conclude when you reach the gate at the end, ushering you off to the next area. And speaking of, you get the usual assortment of platformer stages here, including an ice level and a fire level, each one presenting their own unique stage hazards and enemies. And on the whole, the gameplay in Jigoku Meguri is pretty good. It controls well, the challenge is pretty fair, and it is fun, but it is also very short. You'll probably be able to finish it in about 30 minutes once you're familiar with the stages, but for what it is, a little arcade platformer meant to suck up some yen and some free time, it ain't half bad. Aside from the gameplay, I really like the visual design of this game. I like the Japanese representations of demons and ghosts, etc. And the enemy and stage designs in Jigoku Meguri do a very good job of capturing that Japanese aesthetic. I especially like the first stage, which takes place in a cemetery. I love all of the attention to detail in the background and all of the headstones that litter the foreground. But really every stage has a pretty cool Japanese horror-inspired design, and overall the graphics are colorful, the character designs are cool, and it's just a generally good-looking game. Not great, but good, and the sound design is really nice as well. Again, the soundtrack has a very Japanese sound, mixed with a bit of creepy, horror-inspired music here and there, and it all sounds great. My personal favorite track is the one that plays in the second stage when you're in the rowboat, presumably making your way down the river Styx, but there's not a bad song in the game. Some of the music is kind of low-key and forgettable, but it sets the right tone when you're playing, so I like it. So, Jigoku Meguri is a fun little platformer with some nice graphics and visual design, and an enjoyable soundtrack. It's definitely worth a play, and worth picking up if you're a PC Engine collector. Unfortunately, a quick scan of eBay has revealed to me that this has also become a fairly expensive game these days, typically going for between $80 and $100, which is a lot to ask for such a short game, even if it is fun. So you EverDrive owners out there, dig through the list of PC Engine games and give Jigoku Meguri a playthrough. It's pretty cool.